Let's start at the top of the order. I want to talk about McLaren. I want to talk about your boys. I want to talk about, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris.
Boys?
Your boys. The question for me, can McLaren pull further ahead? They finished 11 seconds ahead of Mercedes in China, a gap not as close as we thought it really could be based on how strongly they looked in Australia. So did the wing regulations affect things? Is the development not quite as far ahead as maybe we would have assumed? Look, a 1-2 finish is still massive, don't get me wrong, but can McLaren really pull further ahead, not just in the points as we kind of expect them to, but in true on-track performance in Suzuka?
I think that this track plays to the advantage of McLaren in many aspects. You've got two long straights, kind of similar to what we had in China a few weeks ago. Not near as long in the straights, but you get two long straights. These are aggressive corners. These are going to be high, fast-paced corners. Something that McLaren has been kind of good at since midway through last year, to be honest. I think that it's going to be something that they are going to look forward to. I do think that this could be a weekend where McLaren, I don't want to say they separate themselves quite yet. I don't think this is the weekend, actually.
No.
I don't think so. I don't think that this is the weekend because I think there's other cars on this track. I think there's other cars on this grid that this track does suit them well. We'll talk about that a little bit more with my predictions going into this race. While I do think McLaren will do well, I do not think that they separate themselves quite yet in Japan.
I think I might agree.
I had to backtrack there a little bit because I wanted to sit there and I really
look. I mean, this team
is
still leading the constructors and the drivers' championship. The facet of this that becomes really interesting is even if McLaren really can pull ahead, we still have a driver championship battle at the top here, very similar to what we had seen from other top teams in the past, right? This could very well get very hairy depending on, let's say Lando Norris has a bad weekend or Oscar Piastri gets bogged down and, he messes up during qualifying or something like that. This is still a championship battle the rest of the way. Even if McLaren do have a really strong season and walk away with a constructors championship, the expectations are really high right now. We've only gone through 2 race weekends. We've got 22 more to still, sort our way through. I'm really curious to see what they can do in Japan. I think the expectations are reasonably high. This is a team that has already won, again, the first 2 races of the season. The only thing they haven't won is a sprint. So overall, I think they'll probably do just fine. I don't think any teams are bringing any massive upgrades to start the season quite yet. There are going to be some teams, obviously, that are going to be bringing things in the future. But overall, this is probably still going to be a strong McLaren weekend. But for me, the time difference is going to be the big indicator. If they're less than 11 seconds away from the next closest constructor, that's going to be kind of concerning. Even if you're still winning the races, like people are catching up to you a lot quicker than you think they are.
Yeah, that takes one good upgrade weekend before they're kind of on your tail.
100%.